Every single penetration test on Earth starts with basically the same command. Before any exploit, before any hacking, one scan turns a blank IP address into a complete map, every open door, every service, every version number. I'll build that exact command with you, step by step. Run it against a legal target, and by the end, you'll know how to read the results like someone who does this for a living. The terminal is already open. Rule number 1. Only scan systems you own or have explicit permission to test. In this video, I'm using my own Metasploitable lab machine at 192.168.56.108. Never point these tools at anything you don't have permission to scan. Let's start with a basic Nmap scan. By default, Nmap checks the 1,000 most common ports and tells you 3 things that matter: open, closed, and filtered. Open means something is answering. Filtered usually means a firewall or another security device is blocking our packets. But this isn't enough. It tells you a door is open. It doesn't tell you what's behind that door. Now let's add the one option that changes everything, -V. This enables service version detection. Instead of simply telling us that SSH is running, Nmap now tells us the exact software version, Open SSH 4.7 P1. Instead of simply saying HTTP, it identifies the exact web server and its version. Why is that important? Because a version number is incredibly valuable. Once you know exactly what's running, you can look up known vulnerabilities, missing security updates, or publicly documented security issues tied to that specific version. Defenders use exactly the same information to find systems that still need patching. In an industrial control system audit, this single column is often half the job, finding outdated software that nobody has touched in years. Next, let's add -C. This enables Nmap's default safe scripts. These scripts collect useful information like service banners, SSL certificate details, supported features, and other information that gives you much more context without requiring any extra work. By default, Nmap only scans the 1,000 most common ports, but interesting services are often hiding much higher. -P all ports tells Nmap to scan every single TCP port, all 65,535 of them. Then -T4 speeds the scan up so you aren't waiting forever. Now you can see ports that the default scan never found. That's the difference between a quick scan and a complete one. There are 2 more options you'll use all the time. First, -PN. If a device ignores ping requests, Nmap may assume it's offline and skip it completely. -PN tells Nmap to scan it anyway. Second, always save your results. -OA writes your scan in 3 different formats at the same time, making it much easier to review or share later. That's the complete command. Learn this one command and you'll already be ahead of a lot of people who call themselves hackers. Now here's the part almost nobody teaches: how to read the results. Ignore 90% of the output and focus on just 3 things. First, old software versions. Anything that looks outdated deserves your attention. Second, services that should never be exposed to the internet, databases, SMB, remote desktop services, or administration panels. Third, the strange port. The unusual high-numbered port that doesn't seem to belong. That's often where you'll find forgotten development services, misconfigurations, or software someone forgot was running. Flip the perspective. Run this exact command against your own systems. Every open port you discover is another service your network is exposing. If you don't recognize something, investigate it. If you don't need it, disable it or restrict access with your firewall. The best defenders always scan themselves before someone else does. Run the scan, then tell me in the comments what's the most unexpected open port you found. But remember, discovering an open port is just the beginning. In the next video, we're taking it one step further. I'll capture the traffic, right-click one packet, and rebuild an entire conversation from scratch using Wireshark. That's where things get really interesting. I'll see you in the next one.